Live. Oh, there we are.
All right, we live. We live.
Oh shit! Oh
No
shit!
more
We
fucking
live?
up.
We
Baez, you
live?
good? Did you go to the toilet? Did you get flushed out?
Oh no, the one over here needs to get flushed out.
Yeah.
I always get flushed out.
I don't know, bro. That shit was crazy last week. Yo, yo, yo.
I
Welcome.
remember.
Welcome to the man cave
Welcome back.
for
Welcome back.
another special edition of Landlord Horror Stories.
Uh
Yes, sir.
You still want to be a landlord?
You still want to be a fucking landlord in this fucking economy? Yo, peep game, right? I was I was actually I was actually thinking about this and I actually came across a couple of things in like on my streams and shit like that on IG on my feed and shit. And one of the things that I came across was the fact that right now being like back like 10 years ago, you could be a landlord and it was a profitable business. It was like legitimately like, yo, you can make money and not like, I mean, you could make millions, but it was like a safe bet. It was a
Yeah,
really
it was
safe
safe.
bet.
It was safe.
Super safe bet. Now, bro, now it's like because of the interest rates, because of how high how much it costs to even own a home, you're lucky to even break even. So there's going to be three things that happen, right? There's going to be three sort of things that happen, right? If you're going to be a landlord, you're either going to find a house, right, on the cheap, right? The mortgage is going to be, let's just throw out a mortgage of like $1,500. Let's say you buy a
wait,
two-family
1,500 bucks.
home. Huh? Where are you gonna find a mortgage with 1,500 bucks?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, it depends. I have a few right now that are $1,500.
Yeah, but that's you see the thing is you bought it before
Four.
the the
That's
pandemic.
no
No, what are
problem.
you talking about? Two of them were this year.
Look at peep this real quick. Peep this, right? Breaking. It's officially the worst time in history to become a landlord. Yesterday, I spent 2 hours on Zillow. I found this property for $329K. I checked out how much the mortgage payment would be. Home price $329, down payment 20%. Sometimes you could put 5, obviously, but preferably 20% to avoid the PMI. Interest 8%.
Oh,
Principal interest would come out to 1937. Property taxes 414. At the end of the day, you're paying $24.89 a month. $24.89 for a single family home. That's
that
a
costs
single family house.
300. Wait, 300 grand.
300
300 grand,
Yeah.
bro.
for a single family home. That's just
When interest
wild,
rates,
bro.
when interest was at the fours, that same mortgage would have been 1,400 bucks.
Yeah, back fucking pre-pandemic, that's definitely it would have been like I still have my mortgage below $1,700. The only reason why it's even risen up is because of taxes and yeah, it's property taxes because
Insurance.
the evaluation, yeah, the evaluation of the home went up and then insurance which went up, right? But it's still under 17 and that's on a two-family home, right? With a finished basement that I'm also renting out. And it's like insane. But that's right now, it's the worst time to be a landlord. So to even jump in the game, because now you have to have the mindset that you're really not gonna make money. You'll be lucky if you break even. You'll be lucky if you break even. You
It's
know
not
what I'm
even
saying?
that, bro.
Because the mortgage right now, this is on a single family house, is going to be like 25. Let's say a multi-family house. Best case scenario, you're looking at, $4,500 for a multi-family house, right? If you rent it out for a multi-family house, let's just say, up here, up north, and you could squeeze out 2,000 per unit, maybe even 3,000. But let's say on average, depending on where you get the house, right? If the mortgage is 4,000, you're probably going to be in like a moderate part of town where you can charge, not crazy rent, but a decent amount of rent. You're going to be breaking even 2,000
Not
per
even.
unit.
Jose,
and
at
and
4,000 a month,
I mean,
that
depending on
house
the
is
deal,
probably that four
but
thousand
depending,
dollar mortgage is a 600 grand house. Where you gonna get 600 grand 2 family house?
yeah, that's
You're
true.
gonna have to go where it's very, very low income rent.
actually, funny you say that, and I'll send it over to you if you really want it. But I just got one of my boys down here in Florida. He sent me a two family for 550. No, I'm sorry,
But
520.
yeah,
It
but that's
looks very
Florida.
good.
I'm thinking
Well,
about
you said
Massachusetts.
where? You said,
No,
but the
he's
thing
talking
is, you
about up
can't.
north. My friend said
Well,
up
yeah.
north. He said up north.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Florida.
yeah,
You
up
can find in
north.
Florida. I found a few that's 500 to 600 in
Okay.
Florida. In Orlando.
Well, I mean, honestly, up north, the only way that you can make, and I'm not even saying make money, the only way that's good to have an investment property right now, if you are to get in the game right now, is just to park your money. That's it. Literally,
Yeah.
if you just want to somewhere that you want to park your money, that's where you got to go. That's pretty much it. But the returns are not even close to what they were 3 to 4 years ago. Not even close.
Yeah. Yeah, right now your mindset has to be like, okay, I'm not going to make money for I would say the next 5 years until rates go down and you can refinance, get a lower mortgage. Right now, you're really just banking on like sort of a vehicle to get you to that 5 year mark where you can refinance, and then you're building up equity. That's the best case scenario, you
Hey,
know?
wait, wait. I know that we're on the live, but I gotta tell him otherwise he's not gonna do that. Jose, remove the screen. You already know the deal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's not gonna do it. I don't care what I or not. But with that being said, yo, I just had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it.
But
Yeah.
this is my
People
this is the
people gonna be
situation.
like, hey, copyright.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is,
yeah.
this is the situation I see, guys. All right, if you guys can handle the storm,
Ride the wave.
but you have to be very conservative because it may be very possible. All right, quickly, I can see interest rates going down as fast to 6% rate. That'll be the
Yeah.
fastest it'll go down. Will be around 6% and within the next year or two, roughly,
Mm,
if inflation is controlled. You're not gonna see fours and fives for at least 2 to 3 years minimum.
yeah.
At
Yeah.
that.
Which is perfect.
So if
Perfect
you
for who?
guys can hold off,
Well,
run your
that's
number. If you guys,
yep. I'm about to tackle that right now. Go
if
ahead,
you
Carlos.
run your numbers based off 6%, not 8. Like you're buying at 8, but based off 6, because that's where I think is gonna fall within the next couple of years. And if you guys can hold the storm, and when it goes down to the fourth, because the good thing right now with the high interest rate now, a lot of people do not qualify to buy. So you
Correct.
have
Yeah.
more power right now than the seller.
Exactly. So to piggyback off what he said is, some of the properties that I bought at the end of last year and the beginning of this year but they were with very high interest rates, but I was able to put down a big deposit, which it made the mortgage, relatively low for what I'm getting. But with that being said,
And
if
you
I'm able
avoid
to ride
PMI, and you avoid PMI because
100%,
PMI
no
is big.
Don't
PMI,
avoid
none of
PMI.
that, none of that. Yep.
FHA is the worst.
That's
FHA is
a
at
huge thing.
0.80% of what the
So
mortgage is.
so with that being said, I mean, again, I had all the leverage because I was able to pay what I wanted to pay. I didn't
Mm,
have a bidding war. I didn't have 3 buyers or 4 buyers or 6 buyers behind me waiting until I fall off so they can go ahead and buy this thing. But I knew that depending on what I was putting down and depending on the price that I was going to get it, I have to ride the wave until rates go back down. Right now, even though I have a high interest rate, my mortgage is so low on these properties that I can definitely hold and wait for the storm to end.
yeah.
Now, I'm profitable right now with those in place. But the minute that the rates go back down to 4s and I'm able to refinance, it's instant cash flow. It's
Yeah.
instant cash flow.
And
So, like Carlos was saying, if you can ride the wave for the next 3 to 4 years, it's definitely worth it right now. It is a good time to buy. Like I mentioned before, it just depends on who's buying.
and you have to run your numbers and be conservative. Don't be too liberal. Say, no, I'm gonna run my numbers based off. No, run it like 6%. Run it based
Yeah.
off 6%
Yeah.
interest. And like I said, the good thing is now you're not doing a bid and roll. I sold a property in 2021 when everyone was going bananas and putting like 80 grand over asking price, and I got 70 grand over asking price, cash buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
I
crazy
mean,
it was.
I mean, 70 grand is actually not even that bad to compare to some of the things that I saw. I mean,
Yeah,
the
but those
property
were
that
mortgages. This was a cash bought. This was cash.
yeah. I mean, honestly, but it also comes down to when people say cash buyers, it comes down to a couple of different things. One of them is hard money, so you can always get the money that way.
It is.
Another one is people that are selling their properties. They need somewhere to park their money into. So at this point, either they're gonna pay the taxes or they're gonna park their money elsewhere. So they are willing to give you the extra 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand, but they're gonna be saving who knows how much in taxes.
On capital
Yep.
gains.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, because it's
1031.
so difficult, and because it's so difficult to get into real estate right now because of the interest rates and just the prices of these homes are fucking ridiculous. People have resorted to creative ways to making that money off of real estate. You guys familiar with Airbnb arbitrage?
Yes.
Ooh, I know
Okay.
what that is. Hey, wait,
Yes.
wait. Before you say anything, that is when you rent a property and the person who rents it to you is actually doing the Airbnb and manage it, but you get a steady monthly income. That's what you mean by arbitrage?
Uh,
No.
along those lines, but not
Yeah,
really.
it's when you rent out a unit, right? Let's say I'm renting out something from Carlos, or you're both named Carlos. Yeah, I'm renting something out from Bello, right? Let's say I'm renting something out from him. I I will basically sublet it as a
Yeah,
vacation
Airbnb.
unit. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm making my money, but
You
I'm
have the
paying.
risk.
Yeah, I carry most of the risk.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm on the hook for that rent no matter what. Even if
Uh-huh.
I don't make any money that month, I'm on the hook. So that's one of the creative ways that people are getting around, like, because I know a lot of people that are like, I'm missing out on this rental income right now. Rent is going crazy, but I can't buy multifamily, I can't buy a condo, I can't afford shit. And the method they've chosen is to rent out a unit and then sublet it. Now that's like, for me, that's
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 risky.
that's crazy
So,
risk.
so I have some insights on that because I was fortunate to speak some of my neighbors around that they're actually doing it.
Mhm.
They're actually doing some of these units out of Miami.
Yeah.
There is an upfront cost to this. It's not just you're gonna rent a place and rent it out and then that's it. You got to furnish this place. Mind you, you got to
Mhm.
furnish this place. It's gonna
Yep.
cost between $15,000 to furnish this place, depending on the area and depending on how much you want to get
Yeah.
for the Airbnb. It's gonna cost you. Now, it's all gravy when this is getting rented out. The minute they're not getting rented out, you're stuck with the bag. And the minute the landlord finds out, if it's not up on agreement, you're gonna have to
Yep.
get out and take the furniture with you. Now,
Yep.
a good way to sell this, right? Let's just say that you are trying to get into this, because I looked at it at one point, and I'm still sort of interested to a certain degree. No, I'm dead serious. So the way that you sell it, and me as a landlord, so let's just say someone reaches up to me and they say,
Yeah.
"Hey, listen, Carlos, I want to rent out one of your units. You got a nice, luxury apartment, whatever. I want to rent it out. I want to rent it out for so and so, per day.
Mhm.
We're gonna furnish it. We're gonna, get all the Airbnb clients, and you're good to go. Now, the main selling point is that you're not gonna have to worry about any fixes. Any 3 to 4 tenants short-term rentals, whenever they rent and then they leave, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna paint the place. We're gonna upkeep the place. A light breaks, we're gonna fix it. A wall breaks, we're gonna repair it. A door doesn't work, we're gonna fix all of that stuff. So you really don't have to worry about anything because every single turnover upon these Airbnb rentals, we're going to take care of the entire property for you. And all you have to do is just let me sublease the place.
But
Honestly, as a
as the
landlord,
as
as
a
a landlord,
landlord,
if I'm
that's
getting my money, I don't care.
There's
but that's
no.
a good
I
deal.
remember.
You're pointing,
Right?
you're stating it from the
But
landlord
but it's
No,
side.
no,
very.
no,
But
no, 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 no,
it's
no, no.
very
I'm
similar.
stating. Hold on, hold on. I'm stating it from the person from two different ways. I'm stating it from the person that's trying to get the landlord to sublease it to him, and I'm also seeing it from the landlord's point of view. Because
Right.
if I was gonna do this, I would sell it to the landlord. Let's say I'm gonna go find a place right now. That's how I would sell it to the potential landlord. Hey, listen, I'm gonna upkeep everything about your property. You don't have to worry about anything. Every 3 to 4 tenants, when they move out, when they rent it out, I'll go in there, I'll paint whatever needs to be painted, I'll repair whatever needs to be repaired. At the end of the day, beginning of the month, you get your payment. As a landlord, I would love that. Because I would have a
I
brand new apartment, I would have no long-term needs, and as long as I get my payment, I'm okay with it.
I remember that I got this we got this offer, this portfolio once in Springfield, Mass. Me and Carlos got it. It was 40
Yes, sir.
units. And the only reason we didn't look into it further was because the lease was gonna end the following year. What these guys had the lease, the whole building, the 40 units were leased with the state of Massachusetts
Mm,
for homeless shelters.
No,
okay.
it
And
was
it
no,
was it was
it
homeless
wasn't.
shelters
Was it Mass or was it
and
Providence?
yeah, it was in Mass.
Oh, okay.
You,
Springfield.
it
It was
was
Mass. Remember Springfield?
40
Yeah, yeah,
units
yeah,
for
yeah.
homeless people.
It was half homeless and half when they move them and they get a voucher, they can
Mm,
stay there. It was
okay.
one of those programs. But pretty much the state, if something broke, they took care of it. If this
The
happened,
state
they
took
took
care
care
of
of it.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They had their own inside the building office.
Management person. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was there.
Oh,
But the
okay.
lease, their contract ended that year. Those contracts normally last 5 to 10 years at a
We were still
time.
gonna get it
And
though. We were still gonna get it, but someone just didn't fall through. So
and not
Okay.
even
Okay.
that, we wasn't sure because they renewed the following year.
But
We
what are
didn't
the
know if
risks?
that would be renewed again. The risk would be the following year, the state not renewing the contract, and you have to lease 40 units.
Oh shit.
yeah. So it was yeah.
Oh
It was a pretty big risk. But
god
the
damn.
reward was guaranteed.
The
income.
Was it
road's great.
Yeah.
was it a
And
year to year renewal?
no, it's
I think it was
5
every
to
3
10
years.
years.
Yeah, 5
Oh
years. 5 years.
shit. Damn.
So if they would have
But what
renewed
happened
it,
was when we were looking into it, it was gonna expire the very next year, so it wasn't
yeah,
guaranteed.
it wasn't
Mm,
You know what I
guaranteed.
mean?
And trust me, it would have been easier to lease all those units because they're empty,
yeah.
Yeah.
obviously, versus getting people out who are not paying or trying to update like we did with our 18 unit
Yeah.
building, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
much harder. But there are opportunities and there are programs out there for same thing for shelters and programs like that to get people to help people out, get them on their feet that
Yeah.
landlords can use.
But I mean, those are gems. I'm not even gonna lie to you because again, if it wasn't for two things, if it wasn't for a certain person falling through and not going through with it,
Yep.
and if it wasn't for us not having the certainty of getting that contract the following year, we would have probably still gone with it with the people that we had. But that contract
It
was
was
just
3 of
not
us.
guaranteed. It was three of us, and then me and Carlos were about
One
to
of
go in
them,
it, but we were just
we didn't know
so
about the contract.
you know about the contract. It wasn't guaranteed, and there was too much of a risk. 40 units is not easy, bro.
It's
Especially in
not.
Springfield, which for us was a 3-hour drive.
No,
It's
At the
not.
time.
And you,
what?
Two
It's
and
an
a
hour
half
and a half,
hours.
bro. 1
To
hour and a
Springfield
half.
was 2.5 hours, bro.
No, from where?
From Boston.
For me, it was
You
an
want
hour
me
and
to
a
show
half,
you the
bro.
Google map? I used to work in freaking the state. I used to go to Springfield. It's 2.5 hours, bro.
I mean, you also drive 35 miles per hour, so
like it's a tough deal because like if it doesn't go through, like now you're fighting bums and homeless people. I mean, like it's some
yeah,
ratchet shit, bro. That's if something goes down, the bums they unite. They
they ain't
like
got nothing to lose. So yeah,
they literally have nothing to lose. So
yeah.
and you got everything to lose. So I mean, yeah, I mean it sounds like a very
But
enticing
man,
The
deal.
good thing is
it would have been guaranteed income, bro.
yeah,
Guaranteed
there was
for
an
years.
article I was reading, guys, about so right now, if you want to buy as buy a single family house, with the average house cost is around $400 to $450,000 right now. That's the average cost for a
Yep.
single family house, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
Throughout the United States.
Yeah.
You would have to make an income of over 6 figures to qualify for the mortgage.
100, I think it was like 120 to 130,000 between two people, right? It's
So
like
you're better off buying a multifamily because if you can say the rental income covers a portion of that, what you have to pay. The bank
Right.
needs to take consideration
The
rental
thing too
income.
the thing is, you've always been better off doing it that way. But I think right now you're forced to go.
You're
that route.
forced to do it that way.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
back then it was like, oh, it's a better idea. Oh no, I'm okay with that. I don't want to be a landlord. I just want to have my own single family house. Now it's like you don't have a choice. Like if you want to make this work, you need to have another income somewhere to help you with the cover the cost. So
yeah, definitely, but not like I said, like this is an episode on like horror stories. Know what I mean? So not everybody's ready
landlord is a horror story in itself.
take on. Okay. So I'm gonna tell my story of this one unit that I had. Right, it was not a husband and wife. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. They had like 5 kids together. Right, the oldest was probably like, I don't know, 11, 12 years old. The youngest was like a newborn baby and shit. This family was fucking crazy, or at least they drove me crazy. One time, the mother and the father, they left the kids at home. Come to find out, the kids got so hungry, they started to cook some food and almost burned down the house. It was fucking crazy. They almost burned down the house. You
Just
know
like,
how
like
that's it's bad enough, like, God forbid nothing happened to them. Thank goodness. But man, 5 kids in an apartment
Yeah,
burning up.
that
bro.
sucks.
They're survivors, bro. The survivors like, all right, I'm bringing this shit out.
Yo, I know, right? Mommy and daddy are out. They out on the town, and we stuck at home with like 6 eggs and a pan of oil. We got to do something,
Just
bro.
bringing this shit out.
Nah, man, they
I
over
mean, I give them
fucking house.
credit, but no, but yeah, it's
No,
not
that shit was
recommended.
wild. So basically, yeah, the girlfriend, she was cheating on the man with some dude next door.
Next
You know,
door,
What
yeah,
next
with some
door?
dude next
That's
door.
grimy.
The guy, so the husband, we'll just call him the husband. The husband set up cameras. He asked me, "Yo, can I set up cameras?" I'm like, "Why you need to set up cameras?" And this was before I even found out about the whole situation. And I'm like, "Well, it benefits me if you want to fucking be a watchdog and shit." But he was just trying to get evidence that his girl was smashing some random dude next door. And I'm just like, God
Bro,
damn, this is
when you
crazy.
reach that point, wait, let me say something. When you reach that point, bro, I know this is not a relationship, just walk away. If you gotta start
5 kids.
putting cameras up,
Yeah,
yeah, easier said
just
than
walk
done.
away. Just
yeah,
end it.
yeah.
Just walk
Walk
away.
away. There was like a shootout, right? The lady next,
shootout?
the lady down. Yeah, there was a shootout. It was like a drive by. It was crazy. Lady downstairs, she found a bullet hole in her car when she came back from DR. She was she was wild. So end of the day, I had to, gotta kick him out. It was after Thanksgiving. I was like, yo, the drama's crazy right now. We're talking about shootouts.
Bro, the
You know,
shootouts.
wifey is going next door. You're talking about you don't even know if half the kids are yours. I don't know. I don't know. 5 kids. That's a lot of kids not to know which one's yours. So I was like, bro, you got, he was like from Liberia, some shit like that. He's like, I'm about to leave. I'm getting out of here, man. I can't handle this. I'm like, yo, man, just give me a heads up, so that way I can I can handle.
It's like, can you leave next month? Because we just hit the first. So
For real. So
Basically,
basically, the kids and the wife, they moved out December 1st, right? They moved out ahead of time. They went to some fucking place down south. I don't even know. He stayed behind. He was gathering up some shit. End of the new year comes, he didn't pay last month's rent. And I was kind of salty. I was just like, yo, bro, like pay that shit, bro. Don't just leave me high and dry and shit. I mean, this shit is wild. So he's like, I got you. And of course, he did not got me. He did not got me at all. And so he left, but he left the apartment like it was trashed, bro.
Bro,
like,
what is it with all your tenants that
I
leave
don't
you
know.
in your apartment with you?
I don't know, bro.
And that's it. And I don't understand that. Listen, it's one thing not to pay, but listen, it's one thing not to pay your rent. It's one thing to be behind. It's one thing to be in debt. But why do you have to trash the place? Why?
At least our contractor left us with new floors.
Look,
that is true.
Remember, these are 5 kids, bro. There was 5 kids in this house.
Yeah,
Imagine,
but they haven't been there for how long?
They were there for at least like 3 years. It was crazy.
He couldn't clean up when they left, though?
Nah, bro. It was just him. He had got. I mean, he took all his furniture, right? He took all his furniture and everything, and then he just dipped. Yo, the fucking garbage was insane, bro. All the drawers, the kids drew in the fucking drawers of the kitchen with like markers. They drew everywhere, bro. They drew everywhere.
If they do the walls, it sucks.
I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't draw on the walls. I was just like, you couldn't just draw on the walls. I could have painted the walls. Yeah, but now you got me painting the inside of cabinets, bro.
Like you have a whole canvas around the house and you want to go in the kitchen inside of the cabinet.
Inside of the cabinet, bro. The freezer, I don't know. It looked like
were these new cabinets? They were the first tenants?
They were the first tenants.
Even worse.
They were the first.
Worse.
first tenants, man. The first tenants. This is a new build home, so everything was new to
That's what
them.
I'm saying. If you're
I would like
telling
to,
me, if
on
you're telling me
behalf
that
of
it's
other landlords, I would like to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
like
went through that.
condolences,
Yeah.
if you're telling me,
So
if you're telling me that like the third tenants that gone through that,
nah,
all right, let's replace it. But the first,
they were the first one. So in the refrigerator, you ever seen a waterfall? There was a frozen waterfall. There was a frozen waterfall. It was insane. I was just like, how do you even survive in this shit, bro? This is crazy, bro. He left all the food in the refrigerator, and it was just all trash food. So of course I had to, we spent a whole week cleaning, scrubbing. It looked like they never cleaned the floor a day in their fucking life. Where I'm just like, it was just
how do you live like
amazing.
this?
And like, how do you live like this, bro? How?
At least, he didn't have raw chicken on his bed.
Oh no. Thank God he didn't have raw chicken.
I went to that, which is funny. I had one like that. Raw chicken everywhere.
So I mean, he homeboy owed me like 2K, right? 2,000,
That's
right?
not bad.
That's
golden.
not
That's not
bad,
bad.
but
NBA 2K.
I am very pity, right? So and I took advantage of a situation. I know I shouldn't have, and this is not financial advice that I'm going to recommend to anybody at all.
Don't do this.
Don't do what I do, and you can't prove what I'm saying I did because this could just be a lie.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
This is for entertainment purposes.
He is not saying a fact. He's saying a concept.
Yes, I'm giving you a concept. It's a theory.
What he did.
So he did not take his name off the electric bill. The house is all electric. So what did I do?
Ramp it up.
The system went to the roof.
Ramp it up.
This is what I did. It took me a month to rent out the unit, right? It took me a month to rent out the unit to the next group of, to the next family. And I told them, look, I'm having a little bit of an issue with the electrical and moving it under your name.
Damn,
How
you have
about
accomplices?
How about I tell you what the bill is and you just pay me the electric bill and I pay it forward. And that's what I've been doing for like a year, but I haven't been paying the electric bill.
Theoretically,
under his name.
Theoretically, that's what he would have done if he could.
Yes. So theoretically, right now, he owes $12,000 to the electric company.
Shit.
Theoretically, he owes.
The electric company in your state are bullshit, bro. Because they would have disconnected my ass years ago.
Hold the fucking phone.
You got disconnected yet, bro.
Bro, hold up. This story is golden. You're telling me that he's responsible for $12,000 right now.
Theoretically.
I looked at the laws and it's like, yo, you have to make sure you take that shit out of your name, because if you don't, it doesn't matter. You're responsible for that bill.
The landlord for the house I bought while I live in Florida, the landlord, he disconnected shit the day before closing.
Nah, well, yeah, I mean, if it's under his name, yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah,
even the water bill, fucking disconnected the day before. Like, you fucking I have to do the final walkthrough.
And the beautiful thing is, the reason you might be wondering, no, that must be a lie, because they would have shut it off by now.
That's what I'm saying.
They would have shut it off. But if you have children in the home, legally, the electric company can send you all the warnings they want.
They cannot shut it off.
They cannot shut it off if there's children in the home. And there's my golden ticket. I'm about to pay.
There was 5 of them. Yo, but that is crazy. So okay, so hold on. I want to revisit this conversation back. All right. So does he know? Well, hypothetically speaking, does he know that he's
even in this country right now? Bro.
Hold on. I want to ease into this. Does he know that he's responsible right now for $12,000?
It's tough to say, because hypothetically speaking, all the mail has been still coming to the house. So I don't know how to my house.
AZ isn't even in this country.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he said this guy, he said he was gonna bounce.
I don't
He
know.
probably went on a plane and went back. Like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm gone.
I mean, if he's out, then
He's out.
he really has nothing to lose. What's Liberia gonna do? Expedite him for not paying his electric bill?
But
Yeah,
you know
'cause
what sucks is that he goes to
he's only gonna realize this if he tries to get, obviously another electric bill under his name. But if he's in a different state that it's not even the same company, then he might be fine for quite some time.
He might be fine for a little bit. I don't know if the electric, because in certain situations I've heard that the electric company can sue you, can take you to court, can speak, and especially if he's like
and evict you.
He doesn't live there no more, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't live there.
What are you talking about? He's been gone for a year.
But you want to see what works? They can disconnect him once they realize that he doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah.
You're right. But
you're right.
He's been gone, bro.
But the thing is, if you live there, they can evict you.
Well, obviously that's fine, but
he
owes so much money because he doesn't live there. That's the funny part.
He doesn't live there.
This dude's living his life. Meanwhile, they're just raking up the bills of 12 grand.
Yeah,
you imagine this guy, right? He let's say he left the country, right? And he's like, right, I'm having hard times where I'm living. I'm gonna go back to the States to make some money. And he comes back to the States, a guy, and he goes back to the same state where Jose has his property at, and he tries to get a new bill. Like, hey, bro, you lost 12 grand.
He's about to get the reckoning of his life. It's gonna be like, how much? What? Holy shit, bro.
So let me get hold on. So how much was the rent at this place?
Theoretically, Carlos. Theoretically.
How much was the rent at this place?
So when he first moved in, this was a long time ago. I was charging 15. By the time he left, it was 2K.
So you're telling me he could basically live in an apartment for over a year on what he owes?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So and the family that is living there now, like
it's still under that. Hypothetically speaking, is that hypothetically?
What do you mean? What's the question?
In your story,
the question is,
are they still have that same bill?
Yeah. So is that bill still ongoing right now with the new family?
In your story, in the story that you made up right now,
in the fake story.
No comment.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. All right. So a different question. When was the last time you received the bill?
Oh man, theoretically it is illegal to go through other people's mail. But
so it was the last time
federal.
You checked. Wait,
that's a federal offense.
That's a federal offense.
You checked. So the balance was 12,000, but this could have been like 5 months ago.
I think. So it must have been like 2 months ago. The tenant opened up the mail by accident because she saw the electric and she thought that it had went under her name, and then she saw a massive bill for $12,000, and she was like, what is this? And I was just like, this is what I was explaining to you. This is why it's so hard to put it under your name. I don't want to put it under your name. So just give me the money. And mind you, it's all electric apartment. So the bill, especially during the winter, is like $500-$600 a month.
Let's go back to a real story, guys. It was a dope hypothetical story, Jose.
Wow. So okay, hold on. I gotta revisit this one more time. So in reality, it's not even like 12 grand right now. It's probably like 14 to 15. It's easy.
We passed the winter months, bro. We're in March.
I mean, he should have just gave me my money.
Basically,
he should have just gave me my money, bro.
Wow, holy crap!
Hey, Carlos, you said last week you had a good one, bro. That happened to you at a place in that specific town.
I mean, the thing is, I've gone through a lot, so let me see. I'm trying to think.
This one has
actually okay. All right. So
I remember this one had to do with you actually going and putting the cameras the next day.
Yeah, which one was that?
I remember that shit.
Okay, so I do have one. It's not as crazy as that because wow, this dude is probably still in debt for like 16,000. But no. So this one particularly, it pissed me off for the simple fact that they just stopped paying rent, right? Like they were fine when I first bought the property, and then like 2 months in, they just stopped paying. Okay, cool. Me, that was my first property that I owned, so I was very naive to certain things, so I had to learn for the most
that
part.
house.
Yeah, that house. So
Mhm.
listen, I'm okay. I'm okay with people being late and things like that. As long as I have something to back it up, I'm okay. I'm an understanding guy. I have a grace period. It is what it is. But when you start paying rent and then you start communicating with me, now we have an issue, right? And then when I drive by the property, you tell me that you're not working, but I go and I install cameras. Meanwhile, every week or so, right? This has been going on for like a couple of months now, and I'm in the process of trying to figure out what to do with the lawyer and things like that. But obviously, it's a waiting game. So in the process, I go in and I install cameras. This guy's telling me that he doesn't have a job, that he got let go, and all this other stuff. I'm watching him through my phone. This guy is literally coming in with big screen TVs and boxes.
Wow.
Bro, Jordans at the time, like that's what he was buying. Jordans,
This
like,
shit had me dying. When you
bro, he had a brand new car outside, like a brand new car outside.
No, it
right?
wasn't even a
Did he
regular car. It
not
was a
know?
luxury car. It
No.
was a luxury car.
So
It was
then
like
I
a
go.
German luxury car.
So hold on. So then I'm like, yo, this motherfucker, man, he got some nerve, right? So then this is what the street side of me came out, and I'm like, yo, fuck this shit. The lawyer's taking too long. I gotta see what's going on here. So I plan out a stakeout, right? So I skip work. Yeah, bro. I skip work that
Carlos.
day. Bro, I
Detective
skip
Carlos
work.
up in here.
I skipped work that day. I park like it's a pretty long street, so I parked far enough where he can't see me, but I could definitely see who's coming in and out of the house.
So you in the bushes with binoculars or some shit?
No, I'm parked outside. So he gets in his car. He drives off. I'm like, okay, cool. I follow him because I know he was working, bro. I had a feeling he was working. So he goes. At the time, he was working at Home Depot, right? So I go there. Mind you, it's another situation. How the hell do you get a luxury car and all this stuff working at fucking Home Depot? I don't know, but he did. So he goes.
Hey, he could be a manager, man.
He pulls up to Home Depot. No, this guy was not a manager, bro. No, this guy was like bottom of the barrel type of shit. No. So he parks at Home Depot. He parks at the Home Depot, and mind you, I'm not thinking that's where he worked. I'm thinking like, yo, is he gonna repair some shit? Is like something going on at the house? I'm like, okay, he's not paying rent, but at least he's keeping the the apartment somewhat good condition. No, this guy goes in. 30 minutes pass and he doesn't come back out. I'm like, all right, let me just walk. Let me go inside the store, see what's up. I walk in, I see this dude in the garden section with his Home Depot apron and everything. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Where's my money?
Oh, yo.
Yo, I literally, I couldn't control myself.
Carlos, did he have the pins?
Oh my
I didn't even check, bro. Again, it was my first property, so I was very naive on how to handle shit. So when I saw him, the very first thing that I'm like, yo, where the fuck's my money at? And he looked at me, yo, he was like in shock, but then he was like, yo, not here, bro, not here. What you mean not here? You owe me money, bro.
Yo, that's hilarious.
This is Psycho here in his 20s,
bro. So I was pissed, and I just told him, I'm like, yo, bro, you're lucky that that I'm trying to control myself, and I knew what I had to lose at the end of the day. So it is what it is. So I told this to my attorney. I don't know what happened, but he actually made things go a little faster after this. Maybe he was slacking for all I know. We were able to get him out. Well, him and his wife, and they had 2 kids. Him and his wife had 2 kids. I finally get him out. Mind you, I found out that the wife she had a hair salon in there. So the amount of hair or extra products that she was flushing.
Wait.
Pause.
Pause. Bro, last week you gave me shit about my tenant running a business in her house. And you're like, you should have known this shit.
Yeah, you live in the same building, bro.
Yeah, you live in
what the fuck?
Smell the food, bro. What the fuck?
Bro, I had a job. You thought I was sitting at my house all day, raking in the rent?
Bro,
I was at work.
Bro, you literally lived in the building. You could have gotten takeout from your tenant and be good.
All right? Yeah, bro, I was at work. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So once we get him out, man, I'm telling you, the amount of stuff that we found inside of those pipes. We found diapers, bro. Diapers were going through the pipes.
Diapers.
They
actual
diapers.
bro.
Wow.
I don't know. First of
Are you
all,
fucking kidding me? How do you do that?
first of all, I commend the pipes that held it that long because
Yo.
How do you
to
do
hold
it?
diapers is crazy. But
damn.
so we found diapers, we found tons of hair. And to go back to your chicken story, man, there was a room.
No, yeah.
I
Live
don't know if
chickens?
this was like his man cave or whatever it was, but bro, there was this. It was chicken wings everywhere with still meat on them. Still
Oh,
meat, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like this.
Oh
So you know how you have a chicken wing, right? And you don't like to eat like the top part of like the actual drum. You basically eat the middle and then you toss it. That's what it seems like that's what he was doing.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking serious, bro?
But bro, wait, let me say some shit. Let me tell you
It's
some shit,
crazy,
guys.
bro.
How do you do I can picture dirty people doing that and they're not in their house and shit, but you don't have the same a little bit of decency where you live.
What? Wait,
Clearly,
you
no,
can
bro.
imagine people doing that in other places? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's people who are assholes, bro.
Like,
Have you?
Carlos, what
have-
do you
have-
do? You go
in
to
prison.
niggas to
no,
people's
wait,
houses,
let me
eat the
example.
chicken, and then just throw it in their sofa, my nigga?
One,
Yo,
first thing,
this-
I don't eat chicken wings. By the way, I eat steak.
Vegetarian up
Logan-
in here.
Bro,
But
no,
it's
I eat
weird
steak.
that you can understand that.
No, I said. Let me reiterate. You ever been to Logan Roadhouse?
Logan
No.
Roadhouse? You mean Texas
Yeah.
Roadhouse?
Texas
No,
Roadhouse?
Logan. There's a Logan Roadhouse,
Okay.
and their thing
Nope.
is they have peanuts.
That's
And you know how you eat the
That's
peanuts?
Texas
You
Roadhouse.
throw the fucking peanut thing on the floor.
Yeah, it's an establishment. Everybody's aware of what's
Yeah.
going on.
I
don't
But you
know.
have
Okay,
chicken
it's
wings
an
for 3 months
establishment.
old.
I think
Even
you
I
got to
feel
set the
comfortable
you
throwing
have
the
to
shit
set
on the floor.
yeah, but they set that expectation. They like you could throw shit on the floor. You don't just randomly go to
But where
people's
do,
houses.
okay.
and
Where
you're,
did they get the
and
idea?
then just throw shit on
Where
the
did they get the idea from? They probably had in the beginning a whole bunch of assholes throwing their fucking peanut things on the floor and they said, "You want fuck it?
I don't.
Just throw it. We'll clean out the end of the day."
I don't think that's how it
First
works.
of all, I would never go to an establishment where people just throw food on the floor. The amount of rats that are probably in that establishment is crazy.
You can't compare that, right? Because even if that was the case, those peanuts that are being thrown on there, they get cleaned up that same night. Those chicken wings could have been there for months, bro.
Yeah, that's just
Months.
disgusting in general. How
That
are
is
you
gross.
like? Come on, people, do better. That's what I'm saying. Just do better.
No, see, this is the thing. It's gonna go always again. It's gonna go always back to the landlord is an asshole, right? That's
Yeah.
always- I'm telling you, I go
Welcome
through some
to
of
the
these
club.
comments. So whenever I'm online and I come across a story like this, right?
Yeah.
Back when in the day when I used to, look up that stuff. Everything that you saw in the comments was like, yo, fuck the landlord. Oh, the landlord deserved it.
It's his fault.
Slumlord, and all this stuff. But you forget the landlords that actually take care of their property and take care of their tenants. At the end of the day, if you don't want to pay rent, that's cool. But when we evict you, why do you have to trash the place?
It's not cool to
But
not
it-
pay
it
rent.
ain't even that. There are slumlords. We
Correct,
can't
they are.
remove that. I bought 2 properties. Like one of my stories, I bought 2 properties in a place in Massachusetts where the previous owner was a slumlord.
Mm.
All right,
Yeah.
straight up slumlord. That I had a rental at all 10 units because it was 2 5 families. I had a rental all 10 units because the way that guy had it, I would not rent it. I felt bad renting it. That's how horrible it was. Like, I have a standard. The way I see when I rent a properties, and I learned this from a guy me and Carl's met this real estate investor who owned like 300 units. Remember Todd? And Todd said, you want to build your units that you can say, hey, I feel comfortable that my mom can rent this unit.
Yeah.
And that was his
Correct.
theory.
And I agree with that.
And he owned like 300 units. The dude was up there on the
That's the
performance
philosophy that whenever we do invest, that's the philosophy that we kind of go by. It's like, listen, we can't rent this the way it is right now. We're gonna renovate it, and now we feel proud to rent it. Or if we go in there and if it's in good shape, we give it a little makeover, nothing crazy. But as long as it's livable, then that's good.
Yeah, we don't rent shit that's not livable. I evicted a tenant in a house that I bought in Providence because it was not livable.
Mm.
The only reason was not livable, and I couldn't. The amount of work that needed to be done in that unit, I couldn't do it with a person living there. That's how bad it was.
Man, I have a good story for next week. Oh, I just thought about it right now. Oh, damn.
So,
damn it.
and one of those.
Remind me of next week. It's called the Birdman.
Yeah.
The Birdman?
The Birdman. Yo, crazy
The
ass.
Birdman.
So I had this 5 family was a really nice one. because it was a 5-family, but it looked like a house. It had like 2 small 1-bedrooms in the front and then 2 3-bedrooms in the back.
Hmm.
So it was a really nice. It looked like a regular residential house. It didn't look like a building. And it had a big lawn. And we had this tenant that was living on the 2nd floor. She had the 3-bedroom. And she was cool at first, telling us, "Oh no,
They
this
all
and
are,
that,
bro.
give us information."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, one day I remember like 6 months into it, she's like, this person's doing that, it's not good, blah blah, they're bad. And we turned over a tenant. But then we started getting calls and emails from neighbors saying, these people keep trashing the place, trashing our yard, throwing trash on our yard. This lady was collecting trash and throwing it on people's yards
What the
for
fuck?
no apparent reason.
She's crazy.
Wait. Then they call us saying we want to put a pool. I'm like, no, I can't allow you to put a pool because one, my insurance is not covered. The insurance won't allow it, and we don't have that in our policies. We don't allow any type of stand-up pools or trampolines in our
Trampoline,
property.
yeah.
It's a liability.
Yeah.
It's a liability. And so we said no, and she still put
She
it up.
still put the pool. Yeah.
Oh man.
My
They don't give a
management
fuck.
company, because even though I had a management company on this property, I knew the tenant personally. I didn't know the person, but she knew she had my number. So I called a management company, like, yo, she has a pool. I'm like, don't get that shit removed. But the weird part is, like, we have ended up evicting her, but then when we was evicting her, she had a guy living there that was not
They
part
all
of the
do.
lease.
They all do,
That
bro.
was a child sex offender, listed child sex offender. And
Whoa.
she had minors in her house.
Whoa.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So what did you do, man? Like,
Yeah. Continue the
like,
story, but
you're coming up to a big lead. Yo, what's going on here?
the suspense, bro.
The suspense.
Jesus Christ.
The
All right.
dramatic pause.
Wait. The guy was supposedly dating her daughter. I knew for a fact her daughter
What?
was a minor because obviously we had the
Oh
guy's
my
paperwork. We had who was living there on our lease paperwork. So obviously officials went down. The only reason we knew that he was there is we got the police reports, which is what we used when we went to court to evict them.
So how long
And
did it take to evict them?
7 months.
God damn.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And
even
wait,
with that circumstances, it still takes that long in some states.
wait. They fucking destroyed the unit.
Damn.
They destroyed it. They had they put a hole like sometimes I walk in a unit, right? And you look and you're like, why is there a hole in that specific spot?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
they had
fuck
holes.
this wall. Specifically right here.
Yo, it's like in the weirdest angle too.
No, not even that. It wasn't even sheetrock. That house had an old school chimney, and there was holes in the fucking chimney where it's brick.
No, so that was on purpose, bro. They
Yeah, that
definitely
was
wanted
with
to.
the
I'm
sledgehammer.
saying,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
you're looking at this shit, you're like, but why?
Well, I'm telling you why. It's because you're evicting them, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, pretty much, yo.
But the worst one,
In that unit, whenever evicted them, every single door in that unit, 3-bedroom with a bath, it had a
Trash.
living room and dining room. Every single door had to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
The back door had to be replaced. The floors had to be, we laminated the floors because they destroyed the hardwood.
Mm,
The windows had to be replaced because they cracked the windows.
damn. Yeah, they
Like,
trash it. It's like as soon like they want a little piece. They're like, oh yeah, he can afford it because and that's
He's a
why
landlord. He's
yeah,
rich.
he's a landlord. He's making so much money off of me. I'm paying like 15, 2,000, 2,500. He's probably going to Disney World every other week, and it's just like we're taking on so much fucking risk, and we're at the end of the day we got to pay all these bills. We got to pay repairs,
some shit, bro?
the mortgage. Shit's crazy.
In the town I had that property, I had 45 apartments at the time when I sold half my portfolio, then Reggie sold everything. And when I had those 45 apartments, I nearly broke even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was back. And
Because
that was back then.
and the only
That was
reason I
back
broke
then,
even
yeah.
because of shit tenants.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was back then. So
Yeah.
we got to bring it back to the original point, right? So stuff like this is pretty much what makes today's episode a thing where the way properties are right now at the price that they are right now, is it really even worth it to get into a property? Because you're going to be dealing with all this stuff that you're not going to, you're not going to be prepared for. And if you are,
Yeah.
you might not be, things might come out of left field. And if you don't have enough to cover all of those things, you're going to lose the house. You're going to lose a mortgage.
Yeah.
You're going to be in debt. Is it worth the risk for the return? If the return means nothing but parking your money?
And for us, it was a little bit worse.
Know what I
These
mean?
were commercial properties. These were under
Correct.
LLCs. We don't have a safety net, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't own
The
any
bank
of
is
those properties.
foreclosing. They're foreclosing.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
like,
even though it's an LLC, you're still personally liable for that loan.
Well, of course.
oh yeah,
Personal guarantee.
yeah, but still, it's like back in the day, you could rent out. If you had bought a property back in the day, right now, if you still own that property, you can.
Don't die right here. Alive.
You okay? What the fuck? He's like crying. He's like,
Yo, he's thinking about that tenant, yo.
the memories, like it got him. It got to him. He's like, oh
man.
that man brought me through like this. Oh,
That's hilarious.
you okay? You need a second, Baez? This nigga's about to cry. Nah, but we
Carlos had me done.
God damn, this nigga's crying right now. He went through so much. You see what these tenants do? You see,
it's not worth it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You see what these tenants do to us? I mean, they got my man's in tears right now. My man's in tears.
On live, yo.
Just run. Just run.
No. You can still find good deals, but it's tough, man. It's tough, and it's not. You know what? Do your own homework. That's all I gotta say. Do your own homework. Tune in on a weekly basis to hear the horror stories, and then find out for yourself if you really want to go through that bullshit. Because we've already been through it. We've been through it. We've gone through it, and we're going through it. Is it worth it?
We're still going. No, we have one right now that we're going through right now, which is total bullshit, and it has nothing to do with no pay. It's just the shit that's happened just doesn't make any fucking sense.
I know.
And the only reason why we can even weather the storm through like all these issues is because we have other units that are rented that can help us, that can keep us treading water, because and that's specifically because our mortgages are somewhat like below even like the amount that we even rent out our units sometimes, depending on like the property.
And that, bro. And another thing that we have, us three in the table here, we still have fucking full-time jobs.
And we have
we still work.
We have experience. Yeah. That's the thing too. Imagine you, let's just say a novice right now, right? A novice right now buys not even a single family. Let's say they buy a 2-family. Or let's say they buy a 3-family because they want to be, take on a bigger risk.
Right.
Imagine if the rates that you're gonna get today, right? And the loan that you're gonna get today. Imagine one of those don't pay. Now what? You are screwed. Yeah. You are screwed because the rate right now is in the loan amount that you're gonna get right now. It's gonna be high as shit.
But it has always made more sense if you're gonna buy a multifamily to go to the 3s and 4s instead of the 2s.
I agree, but at this point in time, I don't even think anything makes sense because the risk don't outweigh the reward, bro.
Yeah, because if you look at the numbers, if you don't got a hefty down payment, the mortgage can be the mortgage can be around like $6,000. And then if if you rent out these units for two and a half a piece, that's $5,000. But then if even one unit doesn't pay, you're on the hook. You're on the hook for another $2,500 for that month. Know what I mean?
So now you bought this property not to pay any mortgage, and then now you're coming out of pocket because you got one apartment out of the 3 not paying rent.
Yeah,
a lot of mistakes a lot of people make, and I know someone that fell into this trap. Is that they very close to me. This person extremely close. They have these units, right, and they never do rent increases. They don't do the yearly 3%, 5% rent increases. So they last with a tenant for 10 years, and their unit's $1,000 or $2,000.
And that's fine. No, and that's fine. We understand that, but we're talking about for a new investor investing in 2024, meaning that you're gonna buy whatever property you're gonna buy at the price you're gonna buy, and whoever's in there right now.
The issue is right now, people have to understand you're gonna have a loss regardless of how you put it because the interest rate is too high.
again, not necessarily. You're not necessarily. You just have to put a lot more down, and it has to make sense. But
Yeah.
A
again,
lot more
you
down,
understand.
and you have to eat the loss until those interest rates go down. But you
No,
have to
but it's
eat
not
the
a
market until those rates
no,
goes
but
down.
it's not a loss if you again. Let me just phrase this properly. If you're putting enough down where the mortgage is significantly lower than what you are going to be able to get today, putting almost nothing down, and you're able
Yeah.
to get it rented, you're not at a loss. You're just obviously you're
It
putting
depends,
down
Carlos.
more money,
For
but
example,
you're not
I
at a
bought
loss.
this
Carlos,
property.
realistically speaking, in order to bring down that mortgage to a place
Oh yeah,
where
no,
just
yeah, you
one
have to put it down.
person, one
Oh yeah,
unit can
oh
can
yeah.
can keep the boat alive, you might as well buy the whole fucking house. They're like,
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example. A $270,000 mortgage today pays $2,600 a month.
is that just
270 grand
principal and
mortgage
interest? Principal and interest,
and principal and interest.
but not including insurance and
270 grand
taxes.
And taxes and
principal and
maintenance.
interest is $2,600 a month today at 7.99.
Yeah. Taxes,
Bro,
500 a
bro,
month.
That's
Like
remember
crazy.
that's
at the end of the day,
270.
that's
If you buy
35. That's
if you
35.
if you buy a property for 450 and you put 130 grand down. Actually, no, you put more than that. You put 180 grand down. So you buy a property for 450. You put $180,000 down payment, almost 200 grand, and you have a mortgage of $270,000 old. Your
You
mortgage is
still
$2,600 a month.
Yep. Yeah. Well, including taxes and insurance at that point.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's principal and interest,
Alone.
no
Damn.
taxes.
It's crazy. It's the worst time to jump into real estate and be in landlord.
Unless you want to park your money, but be prepared and not make much.
People
Not
people
make much.
don't want that delayed
The only
gratification.
people who are parking money right now, Carlos, the way you're saying it, is because they're stuck on a 1031 exchange, meaning they're already an investor.
Not necessarily. Or you have just money in the bank.
That's
and
the
you just
only
wanna
one
put
you
to
can
work,
1031 into.
you know?
If you have stocks, you can't
No,
1031 your stocks into
I
another.
know, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if you have money just kind of sitting around and you come across a good deal, you're either gonna have the money sitting in the bank or you want to put it into real estate, knowing with the exit strategy being two different things. Well, actually, three different things. One, property value goes up. Two, you can weather the storm and refinance once the rates go back down. And three, you're able to rent it out. But again, not everybody's able to do that right now.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this shit right now, bro.
Then don't say it.
The treasury notes are paying like 6% right now, or 5.75 on money market account. You're better than having cash in the bank because you have a guaranteed 5.75% back with cash. Just saying. Back then, when we were buying properties and we was like stacking up, money market accounts were only given 3.
No, see, but
barely.
the thing is that back then we were able to get 10,
no,
15,
you get the deals.
But hold on,
interest.
10. But hold on, you get 10, 15, 18% cash on cash return. Right now, you're lucky to get a 2% to 3% cash back return on your investment.
You're better off breaking even. So at the moment, if you want a cash on current return, you're better off on a money market account. I'm sorry, guys, or buying treasury notes because they're just paying much higher right now.
Or I'll give you guys my cash app. Just send it there. I'll give you guys I'll give you guys a monthly interest.
We'll 10x that. We'll 10x that.
This is not financial advice. No.
We will not do that.
He would guarantee your money back. He's not going to tell you when you're going to get your money back, but he's going to guarantee you eventually will get it back.
Eventually. You'll get that money back. But it's there's right now there might be way too much risk just to jump into like a landlord position, unless like you really find like a diamond in the
Jose, imagine this. Imagine you get into a property now, and I'm gonna make this quick. You get into a property now, and a second wave of COVID 3 kicks in, and you have 8% interest. You have 8% interest with the mortgage.
Oh, bro! Oh my God,
dude. If okay, let's say you jump in, and another wave of COVID. Part three, and they shut everything down again, or no? If they shut everything down, everything's gonna skyrocket.
And you have 8% interest. And you have 8% interest at the time.
That shit's gonna.
during part two, it was 2.75, 3%
I know, but
interest.
I
Everyone's
don't
fine.
think the Federal Reserve will make the same mistake twice.
They
You know
won't.
what
They
I'm
won't.
saying? They're not gonna be like, we dropped it down to like 1% last time, and we almost got fucked.
They were at zero. They were
Yeah,
at zero.
yeah. I don't
Free
know if they're
money,
gonna
bro.
do that shit again, bro. I
They
don't.
won't. They won't.
That
They won't.
will probably never happen for another generation. Maybe in a.
It sucks because we missed it, bro. We missed it.
Well, y'all
I'm
missed
not gonna
it.
say
I
we
didn't miss
missed
nothing.
it.
No,
Stop
at
thinking
0%,
that.
0%.
Yes.
No, 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 no.
You got it at 0%.
No, there's no
No,
way you got it.
It was never
That's what
zero
I'm saying.
percent. It was like
So-
zero
so-
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, none of us caught the very, very low. Is what I'm saying.
No. But you can never
when did you
catch
buy
the
your
low.
first property, Carlos? What year was it?
Which one?
So
Your first one.
I just want to explain to the viewers
No,
real
wait.
quick how the
When-
interest rates work, because the Federal Reserve will dictate how much the interest rate. Let's say the Federal Reserve is like, okay, we're giving out 0%, but that money is actually going to the banks, and then the banks take that money. They're taking the money from the Federal Reserve, and then they're gonna loan it out to customers, and that's
course,
where
for
interest.
Yeah.
and that's where we see that interest. So when you hear the
Correct.
Federal Reserve say, "Oh, we're dropping it," we're going to increase the interest rates to 5%, and then you see banks charging 6%, is because that 1% difference is what the bank makes. So you'll
At the
never.
same time.
So if the Federal Reserve has a 0%, the best you can do is probably like 1%, like we were
Okay.
seeing, like 1.5.
Yeah, but
that
what
that
I'm
bank was
saying-
only making 1%.
But did he
It,
get
no,
out
it
1%?
gets a little bit more complicated.
The lowest I got was
You-
2.25.
Which is pretty good.
It gets
Damn
more
good.
complicated than Jose, because the bank also, remember, the bank is an investor. What the bank does is, all right, the Fed is charging 5% for mortgages for interest. If I'm a bank and I borrow money for the Fed, they're charging me 5%. If I get a mortgage, I might be able to put it at 6.5 and make 1.5% interest. Or I invest my money in the treasury bond market and make 6% interest, and it's safer. There's no point of competing in the mortgage market anymore. So every bank has their mortgage at 7.99 because there's no point of competing with each other, because they're better off investing with the treasury notes. It's a safer for them.
I personally don't have experience in investing in treasury notes, so I can't speak on it.
But for the banks, they're safer for them. But
Yeah.
your first property was in right after the market crash.
In 2008.
Oh
bought
no. Oh, you're talking
Your
you're talking
very
about the
first.
very first one. Oh, that one.
Your first property. So
That's
your first
2008,
property
2009,
was when the
right?
Fed-
I got it at
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
So your first property, you took advantage of it, because your first property was when they were bringing down those rates to the floor. So, for example, rates on the Fed side was to the
But still
floor
went
in
lower.
2010
Yeah,
to fight the recession.
Yeah, but
Property
COVID still went
value
lower.
went. Yeah, but property value went to its lowest point in 2012. But the rates for the Fed went lower way before that.
Yeah, I agree. But
2012 was the lowest of the market.
yeah, but we're also talking
Housing
none of us
market.
were.
Yeah.
We weren't
The housing
investing
market,
that.
like on pricing. For the housing
Yeah.
market, 2012 was the lowest point.
Yeah.
But for the Fed interest rates, 2009, 2010, after the crash, that's when they brought the rates down. That was their strategy. And it was around 2009, 2010. 2012, they started lifting up the rates a little bit, but the housing market was still really low. So even buying a property, like I bought a condo for like 90 grand. That's
Yeah.
worth today like 400.
I think the interest rates plateaued at around like between 3 and 5% for like almost a decade, right? It was like a decade worth.
It was a
and
long ass time.
It was a long ass time where it was like 3. The best you could do was like around 3%. If you had Dookie credit, you're looking at like 5-6%. Now, if you got really good credit, you be lucky to get 6%, man.
The only way you get less than 8 if it's a primary residence.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's the only way,
Or you
man.
buy points down.
Which,
Yeah, good luck with buying points out.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
there's another way to do it.
yeah, but it's easier said than done when like, housing goes up, but and the cost of living goes up, but no one is getting paid more.
That's the problem.
Yeah, no one's getting paid more. So that's
What
it's
gets
tough.
me mad is, all right, there are greedy landlords, especially the corporate landlords are extremely greedy. But a lot of time there are regular landlords that are literally breaking even with market rent. Because if you buy a 3 family house for $1.5 million, you're breaking even. I don't
No, I
care
agree,
how
man.
much you're making a rent. You buy a 3 family for 1.5, you're breaking even.
Correct. Which is, yeah. To me, it's not worth it right now. Like I said, unless you can weather the storm, and not everybody's in the same situation. So to me, at this point in time, if you're putting almost nothing down, like 3%, I don't recommend buying it because you're still gonna be paying PMI and all that other shit. So at this point in time, it's not worth it. FHA, all that.
FHA will eat you up.
Yeah, because but not a lot of people understand like the PMI. And that shit drops off after like 15 years. It sucks.
That's PMI. PMI drops off either at 15 years or when the property is 70%. But FHA, guys, does not drop off automatically. You have to refinance.
Okay, shut up, Carlos. Jesus Christ. No.
I'm trying to inform the listeners, guys.
We're over the hour, bro. We're over the hour. We gotta wrap it up.
Right.
You could tell some of us are very, very passionate about this this topic. We could easily go down this rabbit hole of PMI. And no
the thing is that we also need more episodes, bro. So if you put everything out in one episode, we don't have ammo for the next week.
Give them something to come back. You're over here chewing off the meat from the bone and throwing the bone out.
What the like it calls though. Yo, bro. What the Monticello went through, I think we have episodes for fucking days between the shit we all gone through.
No,
come on,
we do, but sometimes we just can't think of it. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah,
we have enough to go through.
So
right, guys.
So the moral of the story is a good time to be a landlord. It's only a good time to be a landlord if you had bought like 5 or 6 years ago and you're holding on to that property. That's the only time.
Even 3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago. But if you're jumping in right now, if you're thinking, man, I'm gonna be hell fucking no, you ain't gonna be rich, bro. You ain't gonna be making money. You ain't making money. I know if you tell me you bought a house right now, unless you put $250,000.
All we're gonna say is, I'm sorry you did that.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn, you in it for the long haul because I know you breaking even. I feel for you, bro. And I hope that you weather that storm, bro.
Just do your due diligence, guys.
Yeah, do your due diligence.
And again, not financial advice on anything we say here. Period.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck we
don't know shit.
We don't know shit. Everything we say is theoretical. So
theoretical.
Yeah, everything is theoretical. It's all a hypothesis.
I would say for next week, if you want to just get an updated balance on that bill, that'll be great.
Oh yeah, if I could find out
your theoretical bill.
If I can find out, I'll call the electric I'll call the electric company and be like, "Hey, I got a past due thing that I need to pay."
Jose, just log in the Sims and ask the electric company on the Sims games to
tell
you what the bill is.
Yeah.
Theoretical bill.
I gotta find out, but then man, I'm getting the milk for free right now. Now I gotta, it's free money, and I don't know if I want to put them onto game. And next thing you know, the electric company coming out and be like, "Hey, who lives here?" Like, what the fuck?
You don't want to open up that can of worms, man.
Yeah, I want to live in the shadows for as long as I can. So, but yeah, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, y'all do you. Know what I mean, y'all are big boys and big girls. Y'all do you. We're just letting you know shit is rough out in these streets right now. All right, shit is rough. All right, so do what you got to do. If you need some advice, if you're thinking, oh, I still want to do this and I want to find out what it takes, you can hit us up and we'll give you some advice. It's not all that bad. Especially in the glory days, but sometimes you got to weather that storm and you got to be a trooper. I mean, so, just hit us up. And then, yeah, I don't know. Y'all got any more advice? Because do whatever you want to do.
if you guys have any questions, just tune in for next week. Trust me, we'll answer them.
Yeah.
But outside of that, man, it's not what it seems to be anymore. Just wait, man. If you don't really need to get into a big debt like that, then don't. You don't need to own anything right now to make it. You can hold off a little bit.
Due diligence. If the numbers don't make sense, don't do it.
Correct.
Don't do it. And next week, Carlos is gonna tell us the Birdman story.
Remind me. Remind me
Brrr.
that. Yes, remind me that. Ooh, man.
Birdman lugs.
All right,
So,
fellas. I'll catch
all
you
right.
guys next week.
All right, fellas. All right, this is the Man Cave. Like, subscribe, drop in the comment. Tune in next week where we talk more shit. This is the Man Cave. We out.
We out, baby.
Yeah, we're done.